Hi, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing a reading vlog. So I will be reading some of the books that are on my March TBR for this reading vlog. We're going to be starting off with The Teller of Small Fortunes, and this is the Fairy Loot edition. It's got this beautiful dust jacket. And so far, I'm about 100 pages into the book, and I'm really liking it so far. We've got our main character, Dao. She is a teller of small fortunes, and she travels around with her donkey to these different towns. And actually, I think he's a mule. I think she makes it very clear in there that he's a mule, not a donkey. But she travels around to these small towns in this magical world, and she tells small fortunes. And she makes it very clear that she tells small fortunes. So she meets a couple of people along the way who then accompany her on her journey. I'm enjoying it so far. It's lighthearted. Nothing too serious, at least yet so far, but I'm enjoying the book and enjoying the author's writing. I definitely think it's a good one. This is my book for Adventures in Eldia for the month of March, which is a book that has a drink on the cover, and this cover does have tea on it, which is a prominent part. I'll check in a little while once I get some more reading done. It's like 2 days later. I have been reading more in A Teller of Small Fortunes. About 100 pages more in. It's really cute. Really enjoying the story. I like the characters. They're just nice and fun. And last night I just read a plot twist. Excited to see where the book goes from there, to see how much the story changes. The first half of the book was really headed in one direction, and now it's headed in an opposite direction. So excited to get more into that tonight. So today I'm running a couple errands, and the audiobook that I have going on right now is Eldest, which is the second book in the Inheritance series by Christopher Paolini. This is a reread for me, so I've read the whole series up until Murtagh, because that one just recently came out. So I first read these books in high school, so they're super nostalgic for me. I really enjoy them, so I'm really happy to be getting back into that world. Really enjoying the audiobook. The Inheritance series audiobooks are some of my favorite. They're just second to the Harry Potter audiobooks because the narrators in both are so great. I just really enjoy them. So today, that's the plan. Run some errands, listen to my audiobook. I'm also going to a little free library. I've got some books to drop off. There's only 4. I've got the Poisoner's Handbook. This is a really good book by Deborah Bloom. I enjoyed it. it was a good time, kind of a research into the early 1900s and how different poisons were becoming more widely used to kill people, either by accident or on purpose. So this was just an interesting read. I enjoyed that, but I really just don't need it on my shelves. And then I've also got My Sister's Keeper by Josie Picoult, or Jodi Picoult, I mean. This book, you know, it was really popular, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, something like that, when it first came out, and everybody just raved about it. I mean, it's fine, but I just don't need it on my shelves. And then I've also got Wicked by Gregory Maguire and Son of a Witch. So I've read other books by this author, and I didn't love them. I thought they were kind of weird. Didn't love the writing style, didn't enjoy the story. Now, I love the musical and the movie Wicked. Really thoroughly enjoy those. Been to the musical, really love it, love the story. I just don't enjoy this author's writing. It honestly just seems like a fever dream to me. So I just don't love it. So I don't need these books on my shelves. So I'm going to take those 4 books to a free little library today, see if they have anything to trade them for. If not, you know, no biggie. But that's pretty much my plans for this morning. And then I'll check in a little bit later. Been a pretty busy weekend. We were really busy on Friday and Saturday, so I haven't gotten a whole lot of time to read, but I did finish The Teller of Small Fortunes. So this book, it was really cute. I really enjoyed it. The story was very cozy, if you want to use that word, since a lot of books nowadays they call them cozy, but they're not necessarily. This was a very low stakes fantasy, but I still really enjoyed it. So the main character, Dao, she goes on this adventure. She meets some great people along the way and makes some lifelong friends. She goes through a journey of self-discovery, and she gets to travel around this world of Eshtera, and she gets to tell her small fortunes, and she also gets to make more discoveries and go to different places. And without giving too much away, her and her group of friends, their whole journey is for the greater good. They end up helping everyone around them. This was definitely low stakes. It's funny, I just came off reading Onyx Storm and Manacled, which are both very high stakes books. So this, it seemed like anytime there was a twist or a turn, or the option for something bad to happen, I always thought, oh my gosh, it's gonna go south. What bad thing is gonna happen next? But nothing ever did, because that's not the kind of book this is. So it always turned out in favor of the characters. They were always able to figure their situations out relatively quickly. Nothing bad ever happened. But so this was a really cute book. So the next book that I have just barely started is the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. So I am about 30 pages into this book so far, and I'm really enjoying it. It's pretty cute. It's funny. I've actually laughed out loud, which is surprising in the first 30 pages. But this is blurbed quite a bit. It's called one of the most addictive novels I've read in years. Clever, addictive, Hendrix's best book yet. So I'm really looking forward to getting more into this one. Like I said, I'm only 30 pages in. We've met Patricia, who appears to be the main character, and her family, and we've also met some of the people who live in her neighborhood, and some of the people who are in their non-book club book club. They don't want to call themselves a book club, but they read books and then meet to discuss about them. So nothing's really happened so far, other than, you know, just a little details about their day-to-day life and that kind of thing. So we've done a lot of driving this weekend and a lot of yard work, put together our garden this weekend, so I had plenty of time to listen to my audiobook. So I got much further in Eldest by Christopher Paolini. Again, I love this story so much. We got to follow Aragon on his journey. Him and his dragon Saphira are in Ellesmere, going through training and furthering their progress with magic and getting to know more elves and people there, and attending celebrations and just learning and, you know, being better dragons and riders. Don't want to give too much away since it is the second book in the series, but I really do love that series. Again, it's a reread for me, so just enjoying it. And right now I'm about 75% through the audiobook. I definitely recommend the audiobooks for that series. They're really great. The narrator is so good. He does different voices for all the characters, and I really just love that. So as soon as I get a little bit more time today to read, I'll get more into this Grady Hendrix book, and then hopefully I'll finish Eldest in the next 2 days, but I'll update you guys soon. Hi y'all, this is going to be the last update for this reading vlog of reading my books that are on my TBR for March 2025. So I briefly told you about starting the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. So I finished this book. It's been a few days since I've checked in, but I did end up finishing this book, and I did enjoy it. So basically, it's about this group of Southern women. They were in kind of this hoity-toity book club that they didn't really love. So these couple women started a book club of their own. And along the way, one of the book club members started to suspect somebody new in their neighborhood of committing some crimes. So she actually saw him commit these crimes, and she thought maybe he was a vampire. So she was doing research on vampires, and it turns out, you know, no one really believes her, so she has to fight through that, and there's a whole storyline that goes along with that. And then eventually the book club comes back together, and it's a guide to slaying vampires. So I really enjoyed this book. It was a pretty quick read, not complicated. I really enjoyed Grady Hendrix's writing. This is the first book I've ever read by him, and I wouldn't really say that it's a horror. It wasn't scary. It didn't like keep me awake at night. I don't really enjoy horror movies or horror books. So I wouldn't really categorize this as horror. It's more of a thriller. What's the vampire gonna do next kind of a thing. A little bit gory, but that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. So I enjoyed it. I think I ended up giving this a 3.5 star. So, you know, better than half. My rating scale is, you know, 2.5 is half of 5. So if I rate something 2.5, that's a middle of the line book. It's good. I enjoyed it, but it's not the greatest thing I've ever read. I do mostly rate my books between 3 and 5 stars. If I have a feeling that the book is going to be a 2-star, I DNF it. I'm not afraid to DNF it. So I have so many books that I want to read, so many great books that I want to read. So I don't want to waste my time reading something that I'm not going to love and enjoy. So I think I rated that about a 3.5. This week, I also finished Eldest by Christopher Paolini. Again, it's a reread. I really love that book about Aragon and Murtagh and Saphira and the dragons and some new characters that are introduced in this book. And since it's the second book in the series, I don't want to, you know, give too much away or spoil anybody. But in the first book, Aragon discovers this stone in the spine, which is a dangerous mountain range that no one likes to go into because people get killed and they get attacked and strange things happen there. So he finds this stone there. Turns out to be Saphira, a dragon, when she hatches for him. And their adventures along the way. Finding out that he is the only writer left in Alagasia, and he gets some training from Brom, who is a storyteller in their town, in Carvajal, and their journey along the way trying to defeat King Galbatorix, who is a dragon rider and is evil. So this is the second book in that series, and it just further progresses the story. Aragon gets some training from the elves. We meet a lot of dwarves, and also adventures that Aragon's cousin Roran goes on. So I really love that book. I ended up rating it a little bit higher than previous. So previously I rated it 4 stars. This time I rated it 4.25. So not too much of a difference, just a little bit. And then I will hopefully be able to continue on in the series with Brissinger next. Again, the audiobooks are the best. The narrator of those is amazing. He's got different voices for all the characters, so I really, really enjoy listening to those audiobooks. So this is the end of this reading vlog. It's been a little over a week, so I've read a couple of books. Thanks for being here. See you next time. Bye.